hello and welcome to another week on the allotment. As I gaze across my allotment on this fairly sunny day, it's hard to remember where I started. So I thought for something slightly different this week, I'd take you back to the beginning when I got the first plot, as I got stuck into it and sorted out what was left of a shed, and then slowly but surely it came together, and then I got the second plot. And I've got video clips of that, so I thought I'd put a few of those together and show you the journey. So it's a little bit different, and I hope you find it interesting. Welcome to my new allotment plot. Sorry about the music playing, that's the builders next door. But a quick review of the ground. There was a chap using it last year, but he's given it up. So actually the ground is in fairly good condition. I've started digging. Got some raspberries, and I think it's a blackcurrant bush or two, and at the end an old polytunnel and a shed that looks ready to collapse. Okay, the clocks have gone forward this morning. It's a glorious spring day, although it is rather cold. Lovely sunrise. First up and on the allotments. The rest are sleeping in, I guess. I've been busy. I've reconstructed the compost heaps larger now, and I put two alongside that I can move the compost to and fro to aerate it. I've still got the old legacy that I'm filling with all the couch grass and other weeds. But I've started on the beds. Some of them are fairly easy because the person before had dug them over. But these are all now fine tilth, and the grass is beginning to get edged. I've put some compost in trenches under the runner bean poles, ready for May. Still got a bit of work to do here, hoping to build a pond, and those are the stones I've brought in for the job. The fruit bed is fairly well established now, just need to get some more strawberries moved in and maybe buy a couple more summer fruiting raspberries. Now we get to the messy end. Started work on the term I use loosely as a shed, but it had no roof and it was falling down, which actually it still is, but I'm renovating that. Going to move this polytunnel out the way, and that's where my little wildlife garden's going with the pond. But all work still to do. But a glorious morning, and what better thing to do on a day like this? I have an apprentice on the allotment with me today. Not sure I'll be renewing her contract. No, that's not what I said, darling. Okay, had the allotment about a month now. We're having a glorious early April. Soil's nice and warm, so I've started planting. I've got one compost bed full of couch grass. The other two are filling up nicely with green stuff and manure. Been planting spring onions and carrots this morning. Got some onion sets to go in, and I've planted up my potatoes. Still got a bit of work to do on this bed on the right, but it's getting there. I'm going to plant my peas today. Raspberries are starting to sprout. Got some netting to cover the strawberries should they flower this year. Don't know how old those strawberry plants are. The shed is now watertight, and the pond is in. I've even got some irises in it. So So it's starting to come together. Glorious Saturday morning. I'm the only one here. I'm hoping soon Cheryl will bring my lunch. Well, it's late May and things are moving on. I now have the 3 compost bins I wanted, filling nicely. I've got 4 courgette plants which are starting to grow. The carrots and the spring onions were a bit of a disaster because the weeds grow through them and I hadn't marked the rows and I couldn't differentiate between the weeds and the crop, so I had to take it on the chin and dig it over and we'll start afresh. However, it's the only blip. Potatoes are coming on a treat and they're starting to flower. The onions slowly but surely are filling out. I've now got a brassica bed with Brussels sprouts, cabbage, purple sprouting broccoli. That's all nicely hidden away inside a piece of netting. Runner beans are starting to show their heads and are just about to start winding their way up the poles. My garden peas are doing the same, coming on nicely. A little bit of weeding needed there. Sweet peas that I'm just growing for decoration have been a bit slow. I think they might have been hit by the cold nights when I didn't harden them off properly. A couple of pumpkin plants in there that are again starting to grow. The raspberry bed is doing well. There's a few cabbages there that I couldn't fit in the brassica bed. Blackcurrant bush, we're waiting to see what kind. Full of fruit. Strawberries are looking really good. This bed I'm leaving for my sweet corn, which is coming on in the greenhouse. I've got some broad beans which I've never grown before. Then I've got some dwarf French beans that are coming through the ground now. More potatoes, parsnips, we'll wait and see if they germinate. And then the pond. The bees are loving the pond. But again, this wildflower mix doesn't seem to work because I can't tell what's flower and what's weed. So I'm just going to have to wait and see. And the shed is a real bolt hole out of the sun at the moment. So far so good. I'm enjoying it. The golf driving range is still being built. But my plot is up and running. Right, well it's mid-June. And I've got blight on the potatoes. Not a great deal, but enough that I know it's going to get worse. I've taken out the first earlies already and I've got quite a good crop of potatoes, so there's no great loss there. But these are main crop, and although it looks okay from the top, when you look inside you can see the first starts of blight. So I'm going to take the tops off to get rid of them, and I'm going to leave the potatoes in and then pick them out hopefully and use them as and when we can. So I don't think there's any great loss. It just discourages you from growing them again in the future. I don't know if I've got any potatoes yet on the main crop. Yeah, doesn't look like there's a lot, but all is not lost. August. An unusually nice day because it's been a terrible month weather-wise, but it does mean I haven't had to water. As well as picking lots of fruit and vegetables, the big news is I've got another plot. That could prove a challenge. I've managed to obtain a lot of free wood, which I'm now using to put edging around the beds, and on my newly acquired plot I've now trimmed it all back, cleared out the rubbish and the wood and the sheets and the muck and lots of slugs, and I'm hoping to get it not ploughed but harrowed by the landowners soon. So more progress to be made. Well, I'll just cut my pumpkins, give them time to dry before Halloween in a month or two, and I have the 5 required for the farm shop, all looking very healthy. Right, well, I hope that was interesting. I certainly enjoy looking back at the videos and seeing how it's come on, and I can't believe how it started, so I hope you found it interesting too. So that's it, a little bit different this week, and thanks for watching if you've seen it through to the end. Thanks for those that are subscribed, and please hit the like button, and I'll see you again next week. Thanks a lot, bye for now.